when a woman with a dark past
She got into black magic. She drank human blood.
awakens dormant spirits.
Come and show yourself.
She unleashes a terrified, ghostly child
She was scared of something that was in the house.
and a sinister spirit with deadly intentions.
We had no clue how intense it was about to get.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. In the summer of 2013, Stephen McDade, his girlfriend Taylor Jones, and their 5-year-old daughter Isabel move into a small suburban home.
One of the reasons why I like living out towards this way is there's woods. I love to hunt and fish the rivers and the creeks.
The Ohio River is right there. It's very quaint. It's very quiet. And we like that. Quiet is good.
Guys? Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What do you have?
Luna, take it.
Me and Taylor were living with my father, and after we had Isabel, we decided it was time to get our own place and move out and start our life together.
It's a natural next step for this young couple who've been together nearly 9 years.
Taylor, she's beautiful. She is my best friend, and we love each other to death.
He's just all around a great person. I couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, you think of family and I see us. I've never been happier.
There you
Good.
go.
Oh, go play with Luna.
Thought it'd just be a great place that we could raise our little girl, grow as a family, keep strong, and be good to each other.
Luna's got a better house than I do.
I know.
Built in the early 1900s, the home includes a refurbished attic, which now serves as Isabel's bedroom.
Isabel has her own little penthouse upstairs. She's very happy to have her own space and plenty of room to be running around. Mainly, we wanted Isabel to be comfortable and happy.
Stephen is an avid hunter and keeps a handgun in the home for protection.
My main concern with having a gun was Isabel. She's been around guns, you know. Her daddy, he's an avid hunter. We're very, very cautious with it.
Don't shoot.
Whatever. Hey, before you go, you think maybe you could sit down? I got something I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So I was thinking that, now that we have our own place, maybe we could, invite your mom over.
Taylor hasn't seen her mother for nearly 10 years. Stephen hopes that they can mend their broken relationship.
She talked about her mother, Joyce. She wasn't in her life too much. They had a falling out, and I know they just have a hard time seeing eye to eye.
The kind of person she is, the things she's done, I don't know.
My mother left me when I was very young and went over to Germany and got caught up in some things that she should not have gotten caught up in. She got into black magic. She drank human blood from a chalice. She has a pentagram tattooed on her. My dad did anything and everything he could to keep me safe because being with my mother was not a safe environment. It was very ugly. It was very ugly.
People change. Maybe you guys can work it out.
Family's a big part of our lives. I wanted Taylor to try to reach out to her mother because I think everybody needs to be forgiven, given a second chance.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Taylor finally agrees, not for herself, but for her daughter, Isabel.
We need to get Isabel and Mom together to really make sure that there's a relationship there with the two of them, because I had a wonderful relationship with my grandmother.
Any word yet?
No, not yet.
Despite Taylor's misgivings, later that summer, the day arrives when estranged mother and daughter are reunited.
I had my worries, I had my concerns, I had my fears, but the thing that kept, overcoming all of that was, people change, Taylor. You have to remember that people change. It's okay.
I was happy to hear that Taylor wanted her mother to come out and spend time with us. I was hoping for the best.
Taylor.
I really didn't know what I was expecting.
How are you?
Hello, darling.
Hello, Joyce.
Have you been eating? You look terrible. Way too thin.
Immediately, out of her mouth was the judgment.
Hi, I'm Steven. It's nice to finally meet you.
When I met Joyce, the vibe she put off was hateful in a way.
Isabel, this is Joyce, my mother.
Your grandmother.
Isabel stayed back a little bit. I think that it was a little strange for her.
Aren't you just precious? Do you have a hug for your grandma?
Luna.
My mother, when she saw Isabel, she's looking basically at a child that looks so much like me at that age. The age that she turned her back to me.
I'm sure it was a long trip. I'm sure you're ready to get settled. Let me show you where you're staying.
I was hoping they could build their relationship back up, but I was still nervous. I didn't want Taylor to get hurt again.
Be nice.
You'll be staying in Isabel's room. I hope that's all right. She can sleep with Steven and me. There's fresh towels in the bathroom, and help yourself to anything in the fridge.
You know, there's a presence here. Right here in this room with us.
What?
You have a ghost. I know you're here. I can feel you.
Joyce, please don't say that kind of thing in my home.
Have some respect. We have a child in this home. That is no place for you to sit here and start picking at spirits, ghosts, entities, whatever.
And Taylor, please call me Mom.
It was just a negative vibe.
That night, Joyce attempts to make contact with the spirit she believes is trapped in the house.
I know you're here. Show yourself to me. Come forward. Come forward. Come and show yourself. I command you.
Soon after settling into their new home, Taylor Jones invites her estranged mother for a visit.
Taylor.
My mother and I, we had a relationship when I was younger, and then it fell apart.
Hello, darling.
So as an adult, there was 10 years that went by.
Hello, Joyce.
Taylor's father kept her away from Joyce once he found out she practiced black magic.
There was a lot of ugliness that happened. There were a lot of things that she got into that I didn't understand as a child. I had lost her so many times before.
You know, there's a presence here.
I kept in the back of my mind, don't get your hopes up.
That night, Joyce is staying in her granddaughter's attic bedroom
I know you're here.
when she makes contact with what she believes is a ghost. Downstairs, Taylor is suddenly overcome with an uneasy feeling.
I didn't feel right. Something was off. You could feel a coolness.
Come out. You can't hide. Show yourself. I know you're here. Come and show yourself. I command you.
What the hell do you think you're doing? And don't lie to me, I heard you.
I'm simply communicating with the spirits in your house.
I was mortified. This is supposed to be my mother, and she's going against everything that I believe.
I think I know what happened here.
Joyce senses a presence in the house.
She said, there's a little girl that lives in there. She said that she felt that little girl was hurting bad.
And she is not alone. A darker spirit is with her.
She sensed there was something else here with us, that there are other spirits here.
But Taylor refuses to listen.
I told you I didn't want you to do this. No more, Mother.
I told her point blank, I said, you need to shut your mouth. We have a child in this home. You are putting us all in danger in doing this.
I want you out.
Black magic, it affects everybody around you. Everybody. I don't know everything that she's done. I don't know what she's capable of.
Distraught, Taylor tells Stephen that she wants her mother to leave as soon as possible.
I felt violated. Our home at that point, completely 100% had been violated. I told Stephen, I can't have her in my life. I can't do this. This is an ugly circle. It's not fair for Isabel to see me upset. It's not fair for her to feel tension.
I knew she played with black magic when she was out of the States. One of the first things she did was to try to egg on the spirits. Joyce, she was gonna have to go.
It's now been 2 months since Joyce's departure. All seems normal, but Taylor fears her mother's black magic may have conjured up something in the house.
When she left, I was definitely on the lookout that she didn't stir things up.
I would have to try to calm Taylor down. Don't think about it. Don't put too much thought into it.
I heard giggling, little girl giggling.
It's coming from Isabel's room.
I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, no, she needs to be sleeping.
What happened then? That's silly. Here, do you want to play with this? Oh my.
What are you doing?
Playing with my friends?
You're supposed to be in bed, young lady.
She's sitting there on her floor as if she was interacting with somebody.
It's a school night.
Laughing, giggling.
It's bedtime, not playtime. I don't want to hear another noise coming from up here, okay?
Okay.
Close your eyes, Isabel.
For the past few months, Stephen McDade, Taylor Jones, and their 5-year-old daughter Isabel have been living a peaceful life in their new Ohio home. Until Taylor's mother comes for a visit.
Come and show yourself. I command you.
Joyce likes to stir things up. If there are entities or energies or spirits, she instigates them.
But before Joyce can warn her daughter about what she saw, Taylor demands that she leave.
I want you out.
Soon after Joyce's departure, Isabel begins playing with an imaginary friend. At first, her parents aren't concerned.
I tried to brush it off as kids in their imaginations.
I really didn't worry too much about it.
Until Isabel's playmate appears in one of her drawings.
When we asked her about the picture, well, who's this right here? There's Isabel, there's Mommy, there's Daddy, and there's my friend.
Taylor and Stephen quickly realize that to Isabel, the little girl is very real.
Okay, then the wheels start turning. Who is she talking to? I was getting nervous. I was getting anxious.
Kind of threw me off. First thing that went through my head was, it seems like something out of a scary movie.
But unbeknownst to Taylor and Stephen, Isabel's ghostly friend has a dark secret. A second spirit lurks in the house, and he is terrifying. As the weeks pass, Isabel grows more and more anxious, refusing to enter her attic bedroom.
She was scared of something that was in the house. That's when I started getting a little concerned and worried.
Isabel was telling us that it felt like there was somebody behind her all the time. She didn't feel like she was alone.
It's okay.
She just didn't want to be up there. She did not want to be up there.
Isabel?
What we ended up finding out, I wouldn't have wanted to be up there either.
One weekend, Stephen goes out of town.
I was going out on a hunting trip, me and my father. I never liked leaving Taylor and Isabel by themselves. This time I was a little bit more worried with the stuff that was going on in the house.
I miss Stephen when he leaves, you know, I was having a hard time sleeping. Luna was right next to me. All of a sudden, she started barking.
What is it, Luna?
She was locked on something.
is it, Luna? What is it?
My initial reaction, I need to protect my child. There's somebody there. Every hair on my body was standing on end. I could sense there was something there.
Luna suddenly grows quiet.
When Luna kind of backed off, I was like, all right, whatever that was is gone.
Good girl. It's okay. It's okay, Luna. Good girl.
For the past few weeks, 5-year-old Isabel
Do you want to play with this?
has been passing the time with an imaginary playmate.
I didn't feel like it was something to worry about.
But is it just a pretend friend? Or could it be a ghost? One weekend, her dad goes on a hunting trip, leaving Isabel and her mom alone in the house.
What is it, Luna?
Taylor grabs one of the guns the family keeps in the house for protection.
Good girl. It's okay.
There was a man standing plain as day. I had my .38 in position, ready to fire.
Then in an instant, he's gone. Taylor now feels certain her house is haunted.
I was so scared. I couldn't deny that there was a ghost in my house. People say, oh, you're crazy, that stuff doesn't exist. It exists. It is real. It is very real.
When Stephen comes home, Taylor tells him about her terrifying encounter.
All the doors were locked. There was nothing, and so I come back over here to Luna, and she will not go into the kitchen. She's staying here and refuses to go in.
You could just see it all over her face that something happened to her. She said that she's seen somebody at the door that was there, but wasn't there. She was pretty shook up about it.
And when I turn around, there's just a guy standing there.
There's nothing that I could do. Nothing. If this is a ghost, I have no control. When am I gonna see something next? When am I gonna feel something next? There was a total feeling of helplessness.
Stephen tries to comfort Taylor, but he doesn't know what to do.
Taylor started to feel the presence around her all the time. And I know it scared her. I was just trying to reassure her as much as I could.
Stephen is our protector, you know. He takes care of us girls and would never want us to feel unsafe. And at that point, I knew Stephen could not comfort those feelings.
Over the next few days, he attempts to carry on with everyday life, hoping these strange occurrences will stop on their own.
I've always believed in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that, but I'd always would try to debunk it. Don't put too much thought into it. Pay no attention to them, and maybe, hopefully, it would just go away.
But lately, he can't shake the feeling that he's being watched.
I was getting creepy feelings. And I happened to glance up. There was a guy standing up there in Isabel's bedroom. Got in the house, there's nobody there.
Like Taylor, Stephen is now convinced that the house is haunted.
I kind of knew right away that it wasn't a human. Yeah, I mean, what's a guy to do? A ghost or a spirit? I mean, we can't throw a punch at him and make him back off or anything like that. I kind of felt helpless. I didn't know what to do.
Stephen and I had a long talk, and we need to get somebody in here. And we need to do it fast before this escalates even more.
Desperate for help, Stephen and Taylor contact husband and wife paranormal investigators Patty and Lee Allen of Paravisions.
Taylor, she mentioned that her mother, Joyce, was doing some black magic here.
Black magic often employs spells or curses meant to inflict harm.
Black magic is not something to be toyed with. I thought it was a potential trigger.
Patty uses an EMF meter to look for fluctuations in electromagnetic energy. Lee has the psychic ability to sense paranormal activity.
I actually not just see, but I can actually feel what they're feeling, the spirit. Standing there, I felt overwhelmed.
Suddenly, Lee has a vision.
You know how when your hands fall asleep, that sensation? My whole body felt that way. As soon as I get that sensation, it's on.
All right, fellas, where we at? I think it's on you now. Yeah. Ante up, gentlemen.
In the vision, 3 men are gambling at a table in the house when one of them grows increasingly frustrated.
Full house. Take it right.
He was sitting with these two guys. Something came upon him that he didn't like the way the guy was dealing the cards.
Money's all in.
You think you can get away with cheat, mate?
Hey, don't blame me now. Just not your lucky day.
Oh, come on, man. What's going on? Come on.
He went a little ballistic.
Can you believe this guy? He's just basically started here. I think something funny is going on.
This is just straight out of time here.
Hey, what the hell? Oh my God. No,
Not my lucky night, right?
No. Hey, what the hell? No.
And he wasn't gonna take it anymore. And he shot them.
The killer hears a noise coming from the attic.
All of a sudden, he went upstairs.
In a small home outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, a family of 3 has been haunted by the ghosts of 2 tormented souls, a frightened little girl and a sinister man.
You'd come in the house and it'd be like a creepy vibe. My biggest concern at that point was the safety of my girls.
In an effort to reclaim their home, the family calls in paranormal investigators Patty and Lee Allen of Paravisions. Suddenly, Lee has a vision of a tragic incident he believes took place inside the house many years ago.
You think you can get away with cheating, mate?
It don't matter if it's 1800, 1920, 1999. I'm there in that time frame.
Hey, come on, man.
I feel everything that was going on at that time.
Hey, what the hell? Oh my God.
Not my lucky night, right?
No.
The first thing I thought of was I gotta follow this guy.
In the attic, Lee sees a little girl hiding in fear.
She was so scared, just shaken and cold. She was so terrified that even if she breathed, she felt like he was gonna hear it.
Lee snaps out of his trance and into present-day reality.
She's dead.
What did you see?
He killed them all.
He said there's bodies in here. He said I can just smell the blood.
2 men and a little girl. The little girl. She's here. She's upstairs.
Lee believes they are dealing with what's called a residual haunting, in which a traumatic event is replayed over and over.
Residual hauntings that's affecting this home is something that happened at its time, and it constantly repeats itself. It's a stamp of memory, and she was still trapped in that time frame.
Come help me. We're gonna cross this little girl over.
When a spirit has not crossed over, my belief is that they needed their story to be told.
It's okay. What's your name?
Tiffany?
Well, that's a pretty name.
Although Patty cannot see Tiffany, she can feel her.
Sitting there, the entire left hand in front of my body was freezing cold.
You've passed on, Tiffany. That means you don't have to stay here. You can go to a place where nothing will ever hurt you again. I can help. All you gotta do is look to the light.
A crossover you can do just by prayers. You can lead them to the light. If they see it, they can go. You just gotta talk to them, convince them, and let them know that it's okay.
Dear God, take this spirit, your child. Help her to cross over. Take away her pain and suffering. Save her as only you can do. Amen. It's okay. It's okay.
It felt as if the energy in the room had changed. And I couldn't feel a pressure on my hand anymore. The coldness left, and it was that warm sensation from my head all the way down to my toes. I felt with everything I had that she was safe, that she was gone, and that she was in a better place.
It brought tears to my eyes because we shared this moment with this little girl, and our Creator was right there, and He brought us all together. And she went to her resting place.
Suddenly, Lee is struck by another vision.
Lee? What's wrong?
The killer's still here. Isabel isn't safe. No one in the family is.
For more than 6 months, Taylor, Stephen, and their daughter Isabel have been haunted by 2 spirits.
Living through something like this, it's terrifying.
Paranormal investigators finally released the soul of one of the ghosts, a victim of murder. But for the family, the ordeal is far from over. The other entity, the girl's killer, is still there.
Now with the girl gone, we were worried that he would turn his attention to either Isabel or Taylor and undo everything we had tried to do by calming the house down.
To rid the house of the evil ghost, Lee approaches him with compassion.
A normal paranormal investigator would just have went in and they would have attacked him. They would have provoked him. But then I got to think of him not as just a creepy crook that killed these people, but he's got a heart just like us. And I think he's entitled to justice just as well.
Where is she?
He knew I was there. He knew I could see.
You can't have her. You have to go now, too. You have turned your back on God. But all you have to do is turn around, and He will acknowledge you.
I told him, I says, I'm not here to judge you for what you did to those guys downstairs, what you did to that little girl. I'm here to help you. I'm here for you to cross over. I'm here for you.
I'm going to pray for you.
The gunman concedes his fate and allows Lee to guide him to the spirit world.
Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Amen. It's over.
The atmosphere in the room definitely lifted. It's as if we could all finally breathe again.
When I feel it in my heart, I know the spirit is gone.
But there are still unanswered questions. Who were these spirits who appeared in Lee's vision? To this day, their identities remain a mystery.
When we researched, I was unable to find any documentation of the death of a small child in that area.
As for Taylor's mother, the family has not renewed contact since she visited their home. But they will always wonder whether her black magic awakened the spirits.
Come and show yourself. I command you.
Or if these entities were already attached to the house.
I believe that this case was sort of a perfect storm, with the history of our client's mother delving into some black magic, along with the residual of the building itself.
I know it had something to do with her. It definitely got very active after she left.
Whatever the answers, Stephen, Taylor, and Isabel will be forever grateful to Lee and Patty.
I love Paravisions because they were worried about my family, and they just wanted to help us out.
We are extremely grateful. They listen to us, they care, and I'll forever be thankful because they calmed our house down.
In June 2014, Stephen McDade and Taylor Jones wed in a small ceremony. Their daughter Isabel serves as their flower girl.
I'm very happy that I finally made Taylor an honest woman and we got married under the eyes of God.
Today, the McDade family is living peacefully in the same home they moved into nearly a year ago.
The helplessness has lifted, the fear is gone, and I love having our happy home back.
It feels like a home again now, like when we first moved in, before all the activity started. It feels like our house now.
Our daughter loves being in her room now. She has no issue going anywhere in the house anymore. She's not afraid. There's no problems, none whatsoever.
In this world, there is real evil. In the darkest shadows and in the most ordinary places. These are the true stories of the innocent and the unimaginable. On Halloween night, Nick Webber leads his friends to a mysterious cemetery to seek the truth of a local legend that refuses to die. Stalked by angry spirits, the teenagers must face their fears of the unknown if they want to survive until dawn. Between the world we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. Every town has a legend. A haunted house cloaked in fantasy where children fear to tread. A hospital bustling with life that reeks of death. Everyday reminders of past transgressions, suicide, murder, blasphemy. The legends survive the years, feeding our imaginations and sometimes urging us to question our beliefs. Those who dare to experience the supernatural firsthand seek personal answers to timeless questions. When they tell their story, the legend is reborn for someone new. Green Lake, Wisconsin, once known as the village of Dartford, was settled in the mid-1800s. lured by the majestic shores of Green Lake. Pioneers built this small farming community on the trade of grain. As with most small towns, its history is rich in folklore and urban legend. Most tales are passed down for pleasure, but there are others whispered in the darkness, warning those who dare to uncover the truth. In the center of Green Lake lies an old cemetery, which stands as testament to the town's past and to those who once lived there. Legend says that it's haunted.
Let's go.
On dark nights, when they have nothing better to do, local teens test the legend for themselves.
I think I see the mausoleum.
I want to check out the Indian graves first. That is creepy. Come on, let's go.
Inside Dartford Cemetery is an old mausoleum, the final resting place of some of the town's pioneers.
So, who's going first? This was her idea. Okay. Okay, I'll go first. So, what's supposed to happen now? Now we wait. This is stupid.
Tell him what happened on Halloween.
I will as soon as he gets up here. Okay, so what happened on Halloween? First of all, you have to remember, this happened to people from our school. People we know. What?
You're gonna be late.
Halloween, 2005. 16-year-old Nick Weber lives with his mother in Montello, Wisconsin, 25 miles outside of Green Lake.
Get a move on, babe. Any big plans for tonight?
Oh, just the usual. Sex, drugs, ritualistic killings.
Where are my keys?
They're by the door, Mom.
Since the recent divorce of his parents, Nick doesn't see much of his mom.
My mom's work schedule and my school schedule didn't always work too well together.
Listen, I'm gonna be late tonight coming home, but I have leftovers in the fridge for you, okay? Ritualistic killings, huh?
Yeah, or I might just go over to Christian's house and watch movies.
Good. Happy Halloween, honey, and don't be late for school, okay?
Love you.
Love you.
Montello's population is only 1,400, so there are not a lot of things for teenagers to do around town. Nick looks for an interesting place where he and his friends can spend Halloween night.
I came across a website that had a database of different places in Wisconsin that had haunted locations.
Chad Lewis is the creator and webmaster of Unexplained Research. Lewis has spent over 10 years researching and collecting stories from people who have had paranormal experiences related to legends like the one surrounding the Dartford Cemetery.
I'm interested in folklore and urban legend, really out of the same reasons people have been interested in it since the beginning of time: curiosity. I don't know what happens when we die. I don't know if we're alone in the universe, but I really want to find this out.
After launching his website, Lewis was inundated with emails from young people performing what they call legend trips. Casual investigations of allegedly haunted places.
What they want is to go and visit these places and then decide for themselves whether or not they believe it's haunted.
Chad investigates and then profiles the legends he receives from his readers. One, the legend of Witch Road, gets a lot of attention. It was supposedly named after a witch that once lived there. Her house still stands in the woods.
One of my favorite stories about Witch Road is a couple were there with their 4-year-old son.
I'm gonna take some pictures of the house.
5 minutes, Jeff. Okay, I really don't like it out here.
What are you doing here?
Michael? What are you doing? Who are you talking to?
He said he was talking to that nice little girl who lives in the woods.
Jeff? Jeff, we're leaving right now! Don't do that! We are leaving.
Others have had similar experiences on Witch Road. But the identity of the little girl remains a mystery. The ghost of Hilbert Road is another popular legend.
It should be right up ahead. The website said something about a tree on the right-hand side of the road. Well, slow down, I think I see it.
In the early 1900s, a young woman was killed on that road.
Hey man, are you all right?
Have you seen my daughter?
Dude, let's get out of here!
But yet it's not she that is haunting that place, it is her father.
The more popular legend trips propose a dare, something the seeker must do in order to prompt a supernatural occurrence. One example is the mausoleum in the center of Dartford Cemetery.
The dare is that if you stand or sit on the mausoleum, that someone or something will push you off.
Nick is intrigued.
I didn't necessarily believe in ghosts, but I always thought it was a possibility.
Later that afternoon, Nick tells his best friend about the local legend. He knows that if anyone is willing to take the dare, it's Christian Adams.
I have got an idea for tonight. We are going to a haunted cemetery.
Ooh, scary.
I looked it up.
One way I describe myself would be a troublemaker, kind of disregarded the rules.
Really, I looked up this website about the cemetery in Green Lake. It's an old pioneer cemetery, and people have supposedly seen all kinds of ghosts walking around in there. An Indian chief. There's this dare that if you sit on top of this mausoleum, a ghost will push you off.
Dude, you're gullible as hell. But I'm game, let's do it.
The dare intrigued us because it was actually something that we could try.
What are we doing?
What are you doing? Get off my car, John boy.
Nick and Christian hang out with John Lloyd.
In high school, we played a lot of prank jokes on a lot of people, and everybody knew us because of that.
We're going to a haunted cemetery tonight, John.
A cemetery? Nick, we need to get you a girlfriend.
No, you're really gonna love it.
No, dude, you got exactly 2 seconds to get off my car.
Look, I got baseball practice anyway. See you guys later.
Peace. Dude, if I was you, I wouldn't tell John about the dare.
We didn't really want to tell him about the whole dare thing. He scares kind of easy, so we decided to just kind of withhold that information from him.
After school,
Christian! What? Come look at this. The dare. If you sit on the roof of this mausoleum, a ghost will push you off.
I'm a Polish immigrant. I was raised by strict Roman Catholic parents, so as far as ghosts, I never really put much thought into it.
You don't actually believe this stuff, do you?
No, not really, but it will freak John out.
Hey, come on, then let's go get him! Baseball season's over, Johnny! Give it up!
Don't you guys have anything better to do? Are you going with us tonight or what, John?
Nah, I think I'd rather go to a party.
I did not like the idea of going to a cemetery on Halloween. There's no point to put yourself through something that is going to terrify you when you really don't have to.
Aw, come on, you big baby. We'll protect you.
I think I'm gonna spend my night among the living.
In this town, what difference does it make? Think about your friends. Think about your fans. You can't abandon us like this.
Come on, John. It'll be fun. I promise.
Okay.
All right, then stop sucking and let's roll.
I was raised to believe that there is no paranormal, that there is no such thing as ghosts, no haunted places, no haunted houses.
Are we going or what?
I thought you didn't want to go to the cemetery.
I want to go somewhere.
He's right. Let's get out of here.
So who's buried at this cemetery?
Bunch of old pioneers. Some Civil War soldiers.
Sounds like a blast.
One of them is an old Indian chief. He went to go pay tribute to the water gods one day. He never made it. Supposedly his spirit's still there, and he doesn't like it when people are in the cemetery at night.
Sorry! Stop! Give me a heart attack.
I'm sorry, honey. Oh, listen, you guys just have him home by midnight, okay?
Yeah. So, who is she supposed to be? Marilyn Manson?
Good one.
This has potential.
When we first got a glimpse of the cemetery, it was the creepiest place I've ever seen.
Hey, you coming?
Did anybody bring a flashlight? But how are we supposed to see in there?
Good enough.
That's some real firepower.
It seemed like everything in the cemetery was watching you.
As we walked through the gravestones, you could see that they'd been worn down with time.
What are you doing?
It felt like something grabbed my leg.
Do not kid a kidder, Weber. Move your butt.
I had never felt anything like that in my life.
John, come stand right here. No way.
Are you coming?
I went along and tried to put it behind me.
Knock, knock. Anyone home? Bring it out. Hello? Wakey, wakey.
I figured that provoking
Wake it up
a
in
ghost
there.
to
Come
do
on.
something might actually work.
Hello? Bring out your dead. I guess no one's home.
See how much you laugh when you got a mouthful of busted teeth?
John, I was just kidding.
This is stupid. I'm going back to the car.
John, look, you made him mad.
Yeah, I know.
Here, go get him.
John, wait.
After you screamed in my ear, I was not only terrified, but very angry. Nick knows that I don't like to be scared.
John, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were gonna freak like that.
I didn't. It's just I'm over this cemetery, and really, what's the point? Why don't we just go back to Montello and go to the party?
We were kidding, John. We'll go home soon, I promise. Truce for now. Let's go.
So, Nick, that Tina girl from my physics class definitely wants your body.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm serious. Have you seen the way she looks at you?
She does talk to you a lot.
But in the back of my head, there's that creepy feeling that there's somebody there that didn't want us there. I didn't really want to act afraid in front of my two buddies.
Look at this.
Christian notices a large crack in the mausoleum.
This wasn't here before we sat down, was it?
I don't think so. I think we should move.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I knew that that crack wasn't there before.
What are you doing?
We didn't do anything, John.
No, I'm not falling for another one of your pranks.
It felt like somebody had pushed me.
This wasn't a prank. We were standing right here.
Then someone else is here.
What?
What the hell was it then?
You probably just fell, John.
Yeah.
No, I was pushed off.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm serious. Something pushed
It just
me
so
off.
happened that the one person that we neglected to tell about Adair, that's the person that actually gets pushed off.
It worked. The dare, it actually worked.
What dare?
If you sit on this mausoleum, a ghost will push you off.
What? I'm going back to the car.
No, we can't go back to the car now.
Don't you want to see if this is real?
I do know. I felt it.
I'm saying, I want to see if this is for real.
I guess I'll go back with him.
Okay. I'll see you two guys in the car.
Later.
I was intrigued by what had happened to John. This might actually be a more interesting night than we had hoped.
Do you think it's a good idea leaving Christian back there?
Why not? If he's so determined to find something, then let him find something.
I was worried about what might happen if we split up.
What? What is it? What is it?
It's probably just Christian trying to sneak up on us.
I'll go get him.
I'm going back to the car.
I thought I heard the sound of children. Why would there be children out this time of night near a cemetery?
John?
I kept getting the feeling that something was watching me, and I could see, like, shadows out of the corner of my eye.
John?
Christian? This isn't funny.
To see the names and dates to change on a headstone, they're changing for some odd reason, and I didn't want to be there to find out why.
Oh, stop it! It's Nick. It's me, John. It's all right. What's wrong?
I had not a clue what was happening.
Whatever was showing itself wanted us to leave.
Christian explores the oldest graves in the Pioneer section.
A lot of these tombstones had this kind of a bluish gleam around them. It was just really creepy because there's absolutely no reason why I should have been there. I noticed that there were these peculiar tombstones. They were very thin tombstones with this oval thing on top. I looked back and there was 5 of these weird-looking tombstones. I know there was 7 when I looked the first time. At that point, I became a lot more scared.
Okay, I know someone's here.
They were just standing there. What do I do if, they start coming towards me? Should I run?
What does the website say about the mausoleum?
It just says that if you sit on it, you'll be pushed off.
Well, who's buried there?
I don't know. Something's wrong with him. Christian, what happened?
Let's get out of here.
I didn't tell the guys about the experiences that I had because I felt like maybe I was the only one.
I didn't really want them to say that they saw the same things that I saw. If they'd have said that, then that would have really been too much for me to handle at that point.
For all of that to happen at once put so many questions in your head. That's probably why we weren't talking to each other, because we were thinking too much about what had happened.
See you tomorrow, man.
See you guys tomorrow.
Nick searches for any information about the cemetery that can help him come to terms with what happened there. The mausoleum is rumored to house the remains of several children who died of polio. But he can find no evidence of a crack on its surface.
I think that the crack may have actually been the way that they escaped from the mausoleum. It made me feel uneasy that we had possibly disturbed the spirits of these children. It just puzzled me why these things happened and why they happened to us.
Nick thinks his dream is a message from beyond.
The point of the dream was that I shouldn't go back.
The next day, he tells his friends everything.
My dream, it was weird. It wasn't just ghosts of dead people. It was, like, evil.
I saw two kids at the cemetery. They were standing right in front of me. I thought I was going crazy.
I saw something too.
Yeah, me too.
It was kind of surprising and reassuring to all of us that we all kind of had things happen to us.
You couldn't pay me to set foot inside another cemetery.
I don't know what would have happened if we had stayed there that night.
You're standing right in front of me.
It was a very scary and traumatic experience for me.
And the three of us know we're not crazy, right? Who the hell's gonna believe us?
As the story of Dartford Cemetery passes on from one person to the next, the legend trip continues.
All two kids at the cemetery.
I was pushed off.
It was evil.
After hearing the rumors and doing some research on his own, 18-year-old Corbin Van Buren and his friends visit the graveyard in the fall of 2006.
Let's go.
We were interested in going up just for the thrill. And we figured everything we had heard was a joke.
I think I see the mausoleum.
I want to check out the Indian chief's grave first.
What is it?
I thought I heard something.
Don't worry about it. As we were walking through the cemetery, we would hear twigs snapping behind us, leaves rustling around. We had the feeling of something following us.
Corbin inspects the grave of a fabled Indian chief.
The rumor about him was that you would see him walking around in his full uniform, full headdress.
That is creepy.
Let's go to the mausoleum.
Hang on. I said hang on.
There's somebody else here.
It's probably a family checking up on their relative's grave.
In the middle of the night?
Come on, let's go.
We saw what we thought to be a figure walking through the cemetery. At the time, we just thought it was maybe one of our friends playing tricks on us.
Now you have to remember,
Corbin tells his friends everything he has learned about the legend.
What? Let's get out of here.
That's when we realized that it was not one of our friends trying to play a trick on us. All of us were scared to the point where we felt it wanted us out.
What was that?
I don't know, man.
We didn't know what happened. It was something that couldn't be naturally explained.
What happened to your arms?
The marks seem to be maybe an animal claw of some sort.
Corbin is struck by a sudden pain.
It felt like someone was just taking a knife and stabbing it right through my leg. We knew it wasn't anything from brush or trees or anything on that order. We knew it had to have been something that had gotten to us.
That night, Corbin compares his encounter with the ones posted on Chad Lewis's website.
After having that experience, we do believe the other stories that we had heard.
To this day, legend trippers continue to explore Dartford Cemetery, tempting fate and hoping to get an answer about what lies beyond the physical world. But John, Christian, and Nick will never return.
If we'd stayed there longer, who knows how physical they could have gotten. It was just a good thing that we had left when we did.
If there's spirits there, there could be spirits anywhere. Spirits might be all around us.
I think that the spirits are all still in the cemetery, but some things are better left alone.